You've heard of a jelly roll race quilt, right? Well, that's not what we're going to do today. I am making up a new quilt, a charm race quilt. And if I do it correctly, it'll look a little bit bargello when we're done. My friend Sherry gave me these charm squares. And when I saw them, I thought, that is really cool. That's gonna make an awesome quilt. And there are lots of them. And then I thought, maybe I wanna do a charm square race. It's not gonna be as fast as a jelly roll race, but I think it won't be too bad. So I'm doing a little experiment and I hope that you will join me. I think that if I use vertical rows, we'll get the design that I'm looking for. I'm going to make a single stack of blue, a single stack of white, and a single stack of red. I believe these are all mixed together, so I'm just gonna throw them on the wall the way they come out. Oh, nope, so I have two. So I'll put one of the duplicates down and make a new stack. Not worried that they're crooked or anything right now. My focus is right here. So maybe I want to start here and then go up a little and up a little more and up a little more and then stay even and then go down a little, down a little, down a little, down a little. So I'm going to continue placing these, but when I come to my solid colors, I'm going to adjust. And I may have to trim this. So what I might do, okay, if I want these to go up, I may start this just a little higher. And then I can trim that piece to match exactly where this one starts. All right, so when you look at this, you need to look ahead and tilt your head, because obviously I can't make straight vertical lines. So that aside, it's not sewn yet, so that's a good thing. I put all of the prints up, and then I've got the red, white, and blue running through, which is what I wanted to do. And I ended up cutting some additional squares. In hindsight, that may not have been necessary, but that's what I did. I did have some fabric that was similar, or is actually exactly the same. So like this pattern I had myself, this pattern I had myself. So I just cut some more 5-inch blocks, and then I would pick one of the existing and place a replacement, which was with the new fabric. So I kind of sprinkled it in. And then I decided maybe I want a band of the solids to run through the top and the bottom. So here I've got my blue running through. And now I think I want to have red. All I'm going to do is pick up pieces that are kind of in the flow of where I want to go. Just like that. Easy enough. And then I'll just replace them with the red. Okay, so now I've got that red stripe running through the bottom. They don't stand out as much as I thought that they would, but that's okay. Maybe once everything is together, then maybe they'll stand out more. And if they don't, they don't. I still think it looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick this up and put one on top of the other, and I'm going to take them to the sewing machine, and I will lay them on the sewing machine, and then I know it goes on top of that flag. And I will just piece them together and make that entire row. Now this is just a representation because as you can see on the top, it's not even. So as I go through and make my vertical rows, I may trim this across here so then it's even with the row. We'll just have to see how that goes. For this project, it makes no difference at all which way you press your seams. You can press each one the same, you can press each one differently, you can press them open, you can press them closed, you don't even have to press them at all. But no seams will be matching, so you don't have to worry about nesting. Now, I will say, I do like to press away from the white. So I try when I have white to press to the dark side, just so that that white won't show that dark color that is sitting next to it. I have all of my vertical rows sewn together. Now, as I moved down the way, for some reason, these guys got longer. Don't really know why, but they did. So I will be cutting some off the ends of those. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew one strip at a time, needless to say. And then when I am done and all of my strips are together, I will find the shortest distance and cut it. Now, that being said, so right now, I think this guy is the shortest from top to bottom. And I think I want my quilt to be longer than that. So I think I want to add a block to the top. And I may even want to add a block to the bottom. So if I could figure out where to cut these off now, then I could, let's say, I know that I'm going to do these two. If I knew for sure that everything was going to be even with this strip, then I know I would trim this here, and I could add this half, say, to this. And then I would keep trimming across. That's a little bitty strip. Keep trimming across. This is almost a whole block. I could add that to that. Do I want to get that complex? It would save fabric. Let me know how you would handle it in the comments below. Do you think I am going to pick a length? And this might be a good length. Let's see, is this longer? Yeah, this one's longer than that one. Okay, so here, this one isn't quite as long, but I've got some on top. This one isn't quite as long. No, this one's longer. Shorter, longer, shorter, shorter. I do have lots of extra blocks right here. I mean, when I say lots, enough that I could lengthen any of these strips that I need to lengthen. I've come to the conclusion this isn't a charm square race. It is a charm square marathon. Because it's kind of fast, but it's not as fast. So slow and steady wins the race, wins the marathon. Okay. So if this is my top point, I'm good. I'm good. No. Good. Okay, so the only questionable strip sets that I have on the top are these 3. So I need to add a square to the top of these 3. Okay, so I've added my blocks to the top. You may not be able to see it all the way now. So now I have to figure out how long I want this. So I know it's going to start at the height of this row. So everybody's going to get cut to that height. Now, do I want it really long? Like this block and that block? Or do I kind of want in the middle? Like this guy right here. Okay, here's my plan. You know how when you take it, and I'm going to say you because I'm going to assume that I am not the only one who can't get it from wherever you have it laid out to the sewing machine and bring it back to wherever you had it laid out and it looked like it did when you left the room to the sewing machine. Or even, the 5 steps that it took you to get from wherever you have it laid out to your sewing machine. I'm going to use clips. This will ensure that at least where I have my solids, they line up. So I'm going to fold this over and I'm going to put a clip on my 2 blues so they stay together. Then I'm going to clip my 2 reds so they stay together. And my white and my blue, they line up, and then clip the last 2 reds. Let's do this. 2 rows sewn together. Now, had I been thinking, I should know that whatever side I put my clips on, that's the side I need to sew the seam on. Unless, of course, I do it on 2 different sides. Don't judge me. Okay, I think I'm just going to add on. This is some hard work. I'm going to eat chocolate in the middle. I don't want to hear anything about getting chocolate on my quilt. You'll never even see it unless it gets in the white part. All right. I need a take 5. The most perfect candy bar ever. Because it has sweet and it has salty. Oh, I'm spent. This is going to give me strength. No chocolate, just ink from where I wrote earlier. But I wiped it up with a wipe, so it's all good. All right, let's keep going. Okay, just like it was before. You kind of have to look at it at an angle, but it is all together. Now, this is my lowest piece, if I'm looking correctly. So I am going to fold it and line up the sides and trim the top and the bottom. And if my calculations are correct, it will be straight. Before we do that, I have some shout outs and some thank yous. I would like to thank Linda, Amanda, Lori, Deborah, Carla, Amy, and Jana for coffee. I have been well caffeinated in the recent few weeks. I also want to give big virtual hugs to Anna Rose. She sent me an email and it was so sweet. And she gave me some credit, which probably really isn't due, for encouraging her to keep quilting and not worry about the quilting police or rules that we seem to be breaking. So I just want to say thank you, Anna Rose. You made my year. I'm just, hugs. Thank you so much. Okay, back to the quilt at hand. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this over and line it up. And I should be able to tell exactly where to trim. So here I have folded my quilt. I've lined up the straight edges. And let's see. Okay, so my shortest edge is actually on the other side. So let's flip this over. All right. And here is my short edge. Now I'm going to just shake it out, make sure that I have lined it up. Looks like this edge over here isn't perfectly straight. Shocking, I know. But here, where I folded, it lines up perfectly. So it looks like my shortest edge is right here. I'm going to line it up on the straight edge because it looks like I may line it up along using this edge as a guide, since this is a little off. Then I'm going to trim, line up my ruler with the straight line. And there we go. I have my edges all lined up. So now we've got the other end of the project. Okay. Lay this down. This looks even, so that's good. Let me scoot that over a little. Okay, now I believe, just like before, the shorter end is on the other side, so I'm going to flip it. I'm going to line it up. Just to be sure. Okay. Okay. I'm thinking it's straight. Okay, so my shortest edge is actually right here. So And as a matter of fact, this is an edge where I have kind of a double seam going on. So I'm going to cut just shy of this seam line. Okay. And I will line up. Whoops. Nope. Look, while I was trimming, this guy showed up. Okay. I'm gonna do this again. Gonna line up. Okay, got a thick seam there. Okay, and then going to line up on the straight edge. And finish the cut. And this is the waist I have for this one. So I did lose actually 2 squares, but I think this will be good for scrap. Oh, look, Maxine is here to see us. There's Maxine. I know she's mad at me because I won't let her go outside. It's after dark, and I don't think that little girl kitties have any business being out after dark. She does not agree with me. But, you know, I have 2 girls that are grown, so I can deal with it. Let's go back and see what this quilt looks like hanging up. My quilt top is complete. You know, it's a lot like I pictured it in my mind. I've got my red, white, and blue solid kind of flowing through. I've got my blue on the top and my red towards the bottom. I think it ended up being a little bit towards the middle, but that's okay. And all these charm squares have been used. I like it. So let me know in the comments below if you think a border is in order. I'm thinking maybe a solid navy blue, although that blue might be hard to match. Maybe even a solid white. And of course, there's always red because, you know, that's my favorite color. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in going with me to Ireland, there will be a link in the description below. I would love for you to come with me. Have a great day, eat some chocolate, and be kind to everyone. And remember, you can do it. Until next time, bye. I think the key in placing them is doing it in vertical rolls. And then I can't even say rows, rolls, rows, rows, rows. I am a quilting genius. You heard it here. Okay. 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 Okay.